ancient history, poetry, and prophecy, often with no clear starting point. Most readers attempt to tackle this by opening to a random page or trying to power through Genesis on sheer willpower. Within a few weeks, that motivation dries up, and the habit is abandoned entirely. You can actually read the entire text systematically in exactly 1 year. It does not require heroic focus. It requires a rigid, daily time block. The framework is straightforward. You set aside exactly 30 minutes a day to read 3 to 4 chapters. To navigate the text, you pair your reading with Reverend So Yingzhi's guide, Walking with the Lord Daily. Failing to finish the Bible is rarely a lack of faith or discipline. It is the result of attempting a massive project without a structured, actionable system. Step 1 is establishing your boundaries. You commit to that 30-minute schedule, but you only execute it 6 days a week. This calendar illustrates the strategy. By leaving the 7th day intentionally blank, you create a buffer. If you miss a reading during the week, you use this open day to catch up. This prevents reading debt from accumulating and derailing your progress. Before you read a single verse, you have to consult the map. This means reviewing the introductory structural charts provided for each specific book. This diagram shows the high-level framework of Genesis. Instead of 50 dense chapters, the book is broken down into 2 distinct halves, 4 great events on the left and 4 great people on the right. The first 11 chapters organize the early history by tracking the creation, the fall, the flood, and the Tower of Babel. The remaining 38 chapters anchor the narrative around 4 specific ancestors: Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. By locking this macro structure into your memory first, you always know exactly where you are in the timeline. When you hit a complex genealogy or a dense historical passage, you understand its specific purpose within the larger section. Memorizing these structural charts turns a confusing encyclopedia of ancient texts into a highly navigable roadmap. Now that you have the map, you can begin the daily reading. But passively scanning ancient text guarantees your mind will wander. You have to read actively. Keep a colored pen in your hand during your 30-minute block. Your goal is to physically track specific themes. In chapters 3 through 5 of Genesis, for example, you hunt for the word curse and circle it every time it appears. This physical action forces your brain to analyze the page. You stop consuming words and start actively hunting for patterns. Once you finish your 3 to 4 chapters, you move to the daily devotional commentary. This single page decodes the historical and theological context of what you just read. Look at this typographic equation from the commentary on Genesis 1. The original text uses the phrase Elohim bara. Elohim, the name for God, is a plural noun, but bara, the verb for created, is singular. The commentary explains how this specific grammatical paradox points directly to the 3-in-1 nature of the Trinity during creation. From there, the guide isolates one golden verse, like Romans 6:23, giving you a single, clear takeaway to hold on to for the rest of the day. Combining a colored pen with expert commentary forces you to ask questions, spot repetitions, and extract meaning. It upgrades a passive reading chore into an active intellectual dialogue. Compiling theological knowledge serves no purpose if it stays in your head. It has to alter your behavior. At the bottom of the daily devotional page, you will find specific reflection questions. These prompts force you to translate ancient scenarios into modern decisions. When you read about Joseph forgiving the brothers who sold him into slavery, the prompt challenges you to apply Joseph's exact mindset to a specific active grudge in your own workplace or family. The final step in your 30-minute block is logging your completion. You go to your printed master index and put a physical checkmark in the box for that day. It provides a visual record of your consistency and generates the psychological momentum you need to return tomorrow. A checked box and a written application of the text prove that the work is done. They bridge the gap between ancient scriptural knowledge and your actual daily life. You now have a complete operating system. You review the structural map, set a 30-minute timer, annotate with a colored pen, and answer the guided reflection. This removes all friction from the process. You never have to wake up and guess what chapter to read or how to extract its meaning. The schedule makes the decisions for you. Gather your Bible, your pens, and the devotional guide. Set your timer for exactly 30 minutes, open to Genesis chapter 1, and start reading. Active discipleship does not require waiting for the first of the year or a surge of perfect motivation. It requires executing the first structured step today.